Shalawam, shalawam, all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Bahasham, Rachakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, and salutations to all his sincere Akian. So basically, now I was on Twitter. That's right, because this is actually Twitter right here. See it right there. So I was on Twitter looking through, alright, what is trending, in Nigeria here, okay. And what I saw was this whole Gaddafi situation, and basically, the big thing right now, and it's trending because it just came out, okay, 7th of May 2022. So basically, from yesterday to today, that it was leaked that one of the emails, okay, that was found, y'all, I can remember the Hillary Clinton emails. That was like what, since pre-COVID, that was like since 2016, 2017 or so, where they got all those emails, where they basically found out that Hillary Clinton was sending emails to and fro, and they deleted it and the whole matter. That was since I think 2016 even, but don't quote me on that. So they so there was a leak in one of the emails, and it was found out that NATO was behind. Okay, NATO murdered Gaddafi, in order to stop his plans for reforming the continent of Africa. Okay, which of course everybody already knew this, but now it has been confirmed because the emails came out, and now all the news media is sharing it, especially here in Nigeria. Okay, so now you see why Esau is doing all these little shit, making all these little distractions to keep people from finding out what is the real truth. Okay, because right now, okay, the West and the rest of the world have a disconnect. There's a disconnect between the media that is shared between the West and the rest of the world. Okay, so this is what is trending in Nigeria right now, especially on Twitter. And of course, you won't see this on mainstream media. Okay, and even if you do, it's probably just going to be a small article in a small corner in the archive of these giant mainstream media sites. Okay, because that is what they usually do. Why big news like this breaks, instead of putting it on the forefront, because this is huge news, okay, they hide it in a little bit, in a little archive, maybe just a quick headline on the on a prompter, which of course many people won't even bother reading. And the main thing they'll focus on is war in Russia, Roe versus Wade, Ukraine this, C-19 this, all the little distractions they use to keep people from knowing what's actually going on in the world there. Because right now, okay, if you get all your information from the mainstream media, you are the most ill-informed, not even uninformed, because uninformed assumes you don't know what's going on. Ill-informed means that what you everything that you think is going on is actually, not the case. Okay, so I'll use the term, yeah, this is how the English is, man, confusing as hell. But I use the term ill-informed. Okay, you're one of the most ill-informed persons on the planet. Okay, even more so than these people out there that don't even watch the news, that don't even have any idea what's going on. Okay, and that's why there's been this heavy push against the mainstream media recently, and this whole thing with basically what they call it is contra. And of course, I'm even going to, that's a video. I'll save that for another video. I'll say that on another video, through the spirit. Because right now it's the Shabbat, just lying down on my bed, just thinking of what to do for a video, and the spirit just had me go to Twitter, okay? And now two videos have come up, and call how about because it's not like I'm just doing these videos just to fulfill righteousness, okay? Because they're supposed to have said that, oh, you got to do a video a day arc. I'm doing these videos because I actually enjoy doing these videos, man. When I just saw this article, the first thing I thought was, okay, it's video time. Let me just quickly turn on the camera, let me just quickly get some presets and go into it. Okay, so let's read this a little bit. This was basically a thread, okay? So let's read it a little bit. Of the 3,000 emails released from Hillary Clinton's private email server in late December 2015. So it's been since 2015, okay? And it's just coming out now, okay? Something that has been something that has been exposed in 2015 is just coming out now, and she's showing you. Okay, let's get that, because this is precepts coming out, man. Precepts upon precept upon precept coming out. Let's start from the first one. Obadiah 1 verse 6. And basically, how are the things of Esau searched out, right? Let's get that first. Obadiah 1 verse 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? Okay. And basically, what this is going into is the Most High exposing these devils and bringing out the secrets that they have hid. And now the true reason behind, the 2016, okay, 2007, no, not 2016, not 2017, but I believe it was all the way back 2012, 2013 when Obama's first term, basically. Okay, so that should be 2008, 2009, 2010. Okay, I forget the exact date that Gaddafi was murdered. Okay, that's exactly what happened to him. He was murdered. Okay, because you know, bad as it is, Gaddafi was wicked. Okay, because I don't know whether he was an Israelite or not. Okay, but we'll assume that he's a heathen, he's a Hamite. Okay, he was wicked because he was a Muslim. He wasn't following the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. But basically, what Esau did is they laid a false accusation against him, and then they put him to death. A false flag event, okay, not false flag event. I forgot what they say about how they say it, okay. And even turned his own people against him by deceiving them into thinking he was a tyrant. And when Gaddafi got killed, man, back then I was a simple nigga, okay, so I was even celebrating. I was like, oh yeah, they took this nigga out. Obama is actually doing shit in the office, okay, they took out this nigga, man, this tyrant. And I didn't know, and we didn't even know what was going on. They were making him out to be some kind of terrorist like this, that, oh, he's a threat to the Libyan people, that kind of thing. Only to come around later on and find out that, Gaddafi was trying to, unite all the different peoples of Africa, which of course, it was a moot effort, okay. Because at the end of the day, it is what it. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. But let's go back into this, okay. Gaddafi's government holds 143 tons of gold and a similar amount in silver. This gold was accumulated prior to the current rebellion and was intended to be used to establish a pan-African currency based on the Libyan golden dinar. That's another thing right there. That's another reason why they actually went after this dude, man, because he made the Libyan, he basically said fuck the West, threw away the petrodollar, focused on the gold standard, okay? And he wanted to have that same standard all over Africa, man. The United States of Africa, basically, that's what he wanted to do. And Esau, man, Esau doesn't love, Esau hates competition more than anything else. And it's just actually funny to me because what this shows, man, just shows the lens that Esau would go to. Okay, not even really lens because basically seeing Esau being exposed like this, you already know that nobody's going to give a shit about this news. Nobody's going to do anything about this. There's not going to be a great rebellion or or people marching to the gates of the White House and demanding, you are demanding the heads of Hilary Clinton and Barack Obama for this treachery, man. It's not going to be anything like that. This is just going to be swept under the rug after people spend like 2 or 3 days talking about it. Okay, but it just shows you more and more that Esau is being exposed and is being exposed and is being exposed. And through the spirit, man, the Most High will soon rouse up the spirit of these people out here in the world to come against these devils, okay? When the anger and when the anger and when the anger reaches that boiling point, and this is the book of Obadiah 1 verse 7, or the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border, the men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. And basically, the hidden are biding their time right now because basically nobody's going to do anything about this situation. Okay, but what the people are looking for right now is how to take down these devils. Okay, this is why you are seeing Esau being exposed constantly and constantly because the world is tired of Edomite rulership. Okay, even though right now, the power is in their hands, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, okay? So nobody is actually going to be able to take down these devils, but the world is already tired of Edomite rulership, and pretty soon we are going to see the rebellion, we are going to see, war break out concerning this, okay? But the war will most likely and mainly be, Esau against Esau, right? With the other nations as well joining in trying to free themselves of basically the Edomite rulership that came in the form of the West. Okay, and I say that because you have Russia, which is in a part of the West, that's going to fight against you know um Babylon the Great, going to fight against the Amalekites and the other various other Edomite nations. Okay, and so just and this is actually another video, because I was just going into prophecy. They shall hit the wall and burn out with fire, and basically Esau cross firing. Basically all these Edomite nations sending missiles to Babylon the Great and eventually completely wiping. Okay, Babylon the Great off the face of the earth. Okay, that's a completely different topic right there. Going to something completely different. But let's focus on the article. Okay, so continuing on the next thread. Okay, this plan was designed to provide the francophone African countries with an alternative to the French franc. In a source comment, the original disclassified email added, according to knowledgeable individuals, this quantity of gold and silver is valued at more than $7 billion. French intelligence officers discovered this plan shortly after the current rebellion began, and this was one of the factors that influenced President Nicolas Sarkozy's decision to commit France to the attack on Libya. According to these individuals, Sarkozy's plans are driven by the following issues: a desire to gain a greater share of Libya oil production, increase French influence in North Africa, improve his internal political situation in France, provide the French military with an opportunity to reassert its position in the world, addressed the concern of his advisors over Gaddafi's long-term plans to supplant France as the dominant power in Francophone Africa. Conspicuously absent is any mention of humanitarian concerns. The objectives were to get rid of the unification of Africa, money, power, and oil. And this is how Esau works. And this is how, let's get that. This is how Esau works, man. So this is the book of Micah, and when coming into this street and seeing something like this and seeing this, man, I'm basically reading it with a straight face. I'm not even surprised. Nothing that I'm reading right now with this article surprises me. Okay, Micah 2 verse 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds when the morning is light. They practice it because it is in the power of their hands, and they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. Okay, and this is the definition of democracy. Okay, this is democracy as described by the scriptures. Okay, this is what this is basically what democracy is. Because when Esau comes into a country, the first thing he does is he wants to introduce them to his democracy. Like the other Malcolm says, that democracy grenade. And this is what happened with. You can go and check the look through it throughout history, man. Whenever Esau came to introduce his democracy, suddenly the nations got poorer and their resources got thinner. Okay, but they have democracy, right? So they should be joyful, or we liberated them. Okay, but anyway, Micah 2 verse 3. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go haughtily, for the time is evil. And basically, this is just showing you that all these Edomites are guilty, okay? Because it was mainly France that was in charge of taking out Gaddafi, man. Because you have some of these Edomites out there that will say, "Oh well, I'm from this Edomite country, my people didn't have anything to do with any of that. It's none of our business." But it is though, okay, because all you Edomites share in the blood, okay, of the people of the heathen, the other nations, and even more especially the Israelites, okay, because the main reason why you know Esau was so against, basically Esau didn't want to lose his foothold in Africa, man, because of all the resources that he gets from this country, man. It's like from the continent, okay, oil, and they even put it right here. I think that was one of the first points, you know, basically going into it's like I forgot where that's what I'm looking for here. It is basically going to money, power, and oil, okay, but mainly the risk, but mainly oil. Okay, so let's continue reading the art. Okay, that's basically all that is there. Concerning that. Okay, just a quick video going into this. So then now let's get the precepts. Okay, let's go get some precepts. Okay, because first and foremost, let's go to the book of Isaiah. Right now, you have Esau being exposed more and more. Okay, leaks from the emails, the Epstein letters. Okay, rather the Epstein documents as well. Different leaks exposing. The information in Hunter Biden's laptop that will come out as well, showing you that Esau and Fauci, Esau with Fauci, okay, and the like, all responsible for this CV9, the CV19 running rampant on the earth because it was all part of their agenda. Okay, so more and more exposure will be coming out on these devils in these coming times, man. So this is the book of Isaiah 47 verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstones and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, I will not meet thee as a man. As for our Redeemer, Yahweh of hosts is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Okay, and basically, what that is going into is Esau being exposed, okay? And of course, our Lord Yahushua coming through in that angelic body, that angelic force, showing, it's just going to be an example of what, we the elect will be able to do to you devils and you heathen in the coming times. But anyway, focusing on the lesson at hand. Esau has been exposed, the tricks, the agenda, okay, the deceit, when Esau lies against the whole people, against the leaders, oh, there are weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, there are nuclear missiles in Iran, you know, a tyrant is in Libya, Putin is Putin is a tyrant as well in Russia, different things like that, okay, and it's all being exposed to the point where the people no longer believe anyone, and a video is coming up on that pretty soon, okay. So we'll go to the next precept, okay. This is Isaiah the 57th chapter. I want to get this precept because this is a saying in the world, trying to show you where that saying comes from, because you will find out a lot of the quotes, a lot of the sayings, a lot of the wise sayings, so called, that is in the world, man. It's actually from the scriptures, because you see these people out here in the world, they'll make one quote, they now put some nigger or some Edomite's name on it, only when you go into the scriptures and you can now read that exact same quote in the scriptures word for word sometimes, man. So this is the book of Isaiah 57 verse 20. But the wicked, the Edomites, are like the troubled sea when it cannot rest, whose waters cast up mire and dirt. There is no peace, saith my power, to the wicked. And that's right, okay, because you see the thing that you are seeing happening on the earth constantly. All the nations are trying to gather together, trying to make a better condition for themselves because they are being ruled by the wicked, okay? Do you think in the kingdom that you are going to hear about, some leader among Ham trying to make a United States of Ham, or some leader among Elam trying to, what's what I'm looking for, trying to unify Elamites in order to make a king, in order to make a rulership separate from the Israelites? Hell no, man. Forget the fact that the heathen will be too terrified to even do that, okay? Forget the fact that, our people, that they will be too scared to come against our people. The heathen are going to be good in the kingdom, man. They're going to be so prosperous, okay? Following the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. They won't even have time to start thinking about rebelling, If the people of this world are, if the heathen were satisfied with the things, way things are with Esau's rulership, you think you'd have, you know, revolutionaries popping up left and right like this? You think you'd have the hidden, Esau constantly having to assassinate leaders because they're not following their NW agenda, okay? You think in the kingdom we're going to have to be doing all of this? We're going to have to be putting, hidden rulers to death every now and then because they refuse to follow our agenda or they want to try and create their own system. The hidden are going to be too satisfied. They're going to be too satisfied to do all that, man. If you've ever eaten, if you've ever eaten and you go to the point where you are full, you'll be too lazy to do anything. Just be lying around, even to the point where you get the itis and you start sleeping on your bed. That kind of thing. That's how the hidden will be in the kingdom as well. They'll be too satisfied to even be thinking about rebelling, man. Okay. Anyway, continue on. Let's get some more precepts. Let me close out with this because I've already basically gotten the main point, which is going into this exposure. More exposure, more more how does it go again? I think that's a precept. That shameful spewing shall be upon thy glory. That's right. Let's get that. Let's get that. Let's get that. Because once again, Babylon was caught in a lie. Babylon was caught in deceit, okay? subtlety. That's how it goes. Habakkuk 2 verse 16. Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of Yahweh's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory. And basically, what this is going into is that, whatever legacy, whatever Babylon the Great has, okay, whatever great name they possess right now, okay, it is all for shame, all right, because I lost my train of thought there. Basically, what this is going into is that nobody believes anymore in American excellence, the American dream, the golden city, the land of the free, the home of the brave, and all that nonsense. Because now you are seeing that the truth of the matter is that this is the land of the slavers, the home of the cowards, okay? Because of how they run the earth. Basically, they run the earth you know, like gangsters, man, like mobsters. You watch all these movies about how everybody's like how they always walk around with their goons. Okay, talking about protection money. Okay, talking about forcing people to with their illegal trades. Okay, and various things like that. I don't really know how to explain it. Okay, or go to I don't really know how to explain it or go too deep into it. But basically, they run the whole earth. Okay, Esau runs the whole earth like an illegal racket. Okay, and the more you learn about Esau, Edom, and his rulership, the more you realize that this has to be the devil. All right. But let me close out with this. Close out with this. Preach. I've been going speaking a little too much. So let me just close out with this precept and get ready for the next lesson. Okay. So Ecclesiastes 15, and I'll start from verse Salakia. Let me calm down a little bit. Ecclesiasticus 14, verse 5. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? He shall not take pleasure in his goods. There is none worse than he that envieth himself, and this is a recompense of his wickedness. Just wanted to start from the top, but this is the main point actually wanted to read. Ecclesiasticus 14, verse 7. And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly. And at the last, he will declare his wickedness. And that's right, because whenever Esau wants to pull something like this, they always tell you that, oh, well, we're doing it for democracy. We're doing it for humanitarian reasons. We're doing it for the sake of the people, okay? To liberate the people. But then when you find out that, when you find out that that's not the real reason why they're doing it, they're doing it for resources. They need to try to pillage and steal the land because democracy is basically the new slavery. It went from slavery to colonialism to spreading democracy. That's the new form of colonialism, spreading democracy. Because for 20 years, when Afghanistan was colonized by the United States, okay, and you have many other countries still colonized by the United States. You want to know how you are colonized by the United States? Do you have a U.S. Army base? Do you have a U.S. Army base in your country? Because guess what? Anywhere that U.S. Army base is, man, that's not your country anymore. That's the United States right there. Okay, and having another nation having a military presence in your own land shows that you are being controlled by that nation, man. Because you think the US would allow Nigeria to build a military base up in the US? Yeah, ask any nation, man. Ask any, the ambassadors or the people of any nation whether they want, military bases in their country. Okay, you think the US will allow Russia to build a military base in their country, or allow China to build a military base in their country? Hell, all those Babylonians would come together and agree not to even do that, man, because they understand what having a military base of another nation in your country means, man. But Babylon will act like this is a normal thing. Oh, we're just trying to promote peace and the American way, and you see what the American way is. I don't even need to explain to you what I mean by that. In the back of your mind, you're already forming different ideas, showing you the madness that is the American way. Okay, so yeah, that's basically what this is going into, man. Esau has never done a good deed in their life. Okay, these devils have never done a good deed throughout their rulership. Okay, and even if it seems like they did a good deed, it's because in the process of them doing their wickedness, something good just came out of it. But compared to the wickedness, man, nothing good came out of it. That kind of thing. Okay. Anyway, I'm just going to end it right there. So with that, all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham Rachak, Wadash, Wa abad babal shalom.